folks, if I say something totally stupid and idiotic, it's because I'm functioning only 75% here. So if I say something that's totally out of the wall, just ignore it. You know, go with the flow. Victor, go ahead and introduce this.
I'm not shaking your hand. You told me you have a cold.
All right. Fist bump. Look.
Yeah. Okay. Uzma Nazir is relatively new to the Toastmasters culture. She's a very good speaker. She's going to talk to us today about a topic that's pretty current. Bullying. Can you believe that Uzma was bullied during her childhood? So here to tell us about that experience and help empower us so that we won't be bullied or we won't allow bullying, help me welcome to the lectern, Uzma Nazir. Let's give it up for Uzma Nazir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It got back, sorry. Good morning, Mr. Toastmaster. Where are you? Sorry. Good morning, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Welcome. My name is Uzma Nazir, and I don't know what I was thinking yesterday evening when I agreed to deliver a speech this beautiful Saturday morning. To top it off, on bullying. I could be at home, sitting by the fireplace, sipping on some coffee, warm tea, hot chocolate, but no. I was talked into giving this speech, or I volunteered. On bullying? What do I know about bullying? I've never read a book on bullying, never conducted any research, not even for this speech. I will not be presenting any statistics or studies or anything of that nature. My only expertise in this area is having had multiple bullies over the course of my preteen years. They say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's definitely true. Today I stand before you as a testament to that very valuable expression. On February 10th of 2014, I vividly remember because it was my eldest brother's birthday. I went to the Hallmark in Elk Grove off Laguna Boulevard and East Stockton Boulevard next to Bath and Body Works to get a card for my brother's birthday. As I went from aisle to aisle looking for that perfect card expressing the very sentiment I felt towards my brother, I ran into my childhood friend Sonia. Surprisingly, Sonia looked just as she did when we were younger, so I was easily able to recognize her. I approached Sonia, we exchanged numbers, caught up a little bit, and went our separate ways, promising to stay in touch. Approximately a month later, we decided to meet for coffee at a local Starbucks in Elk Grove, again, across the street from the big Walmart. After some formal catching up and updates on what has happened in the last 15, 20 years or more, Sonia abruptly changed the topic, leaned forward and said to me, "Hey, do you remember Ken?" My response, "Ken? Ken who?" She said, "Ken Hendricks." I said, "No, I don't know anyone named Ken Hendricks." I asked who he was. She said he was in our 6th grade class. I said, "Oh, okay." She described him a little bit, but I still had no recollection. I wasn't sure why she was so relentless, like why she kept asking me. I wondered if something had happened to him. She then went on to give me more details about Ken. At that time, I reflected a little bit and said, I remember Steve, Jeff, the twins, the other twins, Bert and Emery, Melissa, Jennifer, Eliana, Jesus, Francisco, and Michael. I don't remember Ken. She then went on to talk about him again, so this time my anxiety heightened and I said, well, is he okay? Just tell me what happened to him. So what if I don't remember him? She calmly said, oh, he's fine. He actually remembers you well. I said, oh? She said, yeah, in fact, just the other day he asked me about you and asked if I was in touch with you because he's been looking for you. I was taken aback, and I said, okay, and? She then pivots to her right towards the chair next to her, grabs her purse, reaches in, and takes a sheet of paper out, hands it to me and says, this is for you. As I naively and nonchalantly reach to receive the paper, I'm having all kinds of thoughts, what could this be about? And I notice the Facebook logo on the sheet of paper, so I immediately know it's a Facebook message of some sort, something, maybe a secret crush, I don't know. So I asked her, what is this? She says, well, why don't you read it and see for yourself? So I say, okay. I then very quickly, if not milliseconds and seconds, I glanced over at least the first 1/3 of the page or the letter and immediately knew this was an apology letter, offering an apology for bullying me in elementary school. My initial reaction, believe it or not, admittedly a little cruel, was somebody's in therapy. I immediately recognized that this was an apology letter because it looked a lot like something I have suggested to my patients in the past to write to those they have wronged and by whom they wish to be forgiven. Howbeit, this letter did indicate that Ken was indeed in counseling, and his therapist recommended that he find the people whom he has hurt and apologize for the pain he caused. Unbeknownst to me, I happen to be one of the victims of his bullying. I prefer the term survivor. I refuse to attach any labels to myself with such negative connotations. I've always been a very positive, upbeat, and happy person. I continue to have a strong desire to live, learn, interact, and actively participate wherever I am. Whether it's work, school, or out socializing with friends and family. However, thanks to my bullies like Ken, there was a time in my life when I hated waking up, dreaded going to school. In hindsight, battled very bad depression. I was irritable and agitated around my loving family and friends. My wonderful, wonderful parents had no idea of what was going on. I kept this painful reality from them because I was afraid that they would intervene, which might then make the situation even worse for me. I was protecting my brothers by not telling them because I was afraid they might beat up the bullies and get in trouble. Luckily though, I was able to get through this without letting my family get involved, and even more so, not ever contemplating suicide, unlike many. I can empathize and understand when some people do resort to that and not only entertain that thought, but also are sometimes successful in ending their life only to end the agony of daily bullying Bullying has it's a huge problem. It has numerous ramifications for the individual being targeted. I know for me personally, it affected my self-esteem for many years. For the longest time, I could not figure out what it was about me that caused me to be bullied. Why was I being victimized? I had my family and friends telling me all the time I looked normal, I acted normal, I was very polite, I have always been well-mannered and kind, so I didn't know what it was specifically on my part that was triggering this, that was bringing this on to me. Of course, as time went on, I learned it had nothing to do with me. Bullies don't necessarily need a rhyme or reason to bully others. They don't even need to be provoked. They are sometimes living a painful life, and they displace some of those emotions onto others. Ken did acknowledge this by referring to his stepfather. However, that was a long time ago. I got a long way to go. That was a long time ago. 3 days after my meeting with Sonia, it was a quiet Sunday afternoon. I was just trying to kill time, so I logged into my Facebook, and I noticed a message from Ken Hendricks and a Facebook ad request. I kindly accepted the request and responded to his message by saying, "Thank you for reaching out to me. I commend you for the effort. However, because this was so long ago, we were little kids, and I have no recollection of this, let's let bygones be bygones and be adults." To which he responded with elaborate details of various incidents of bullying that he perpetrated onto me. For example, the time he wrote the B word in my yearbook. I wondered, okay, what is his motive? What is he trying to do? Is he really apologetic? Is he taking responsibility? It sounds like he's trying to traumatize me yet again. Or is he upset that I don't remember him? Whatever the case may be, I had no tolerance for that. Thanks to my bullies, I have also learned to stand up for myself and protect myself. I have no tolerance for bullying. So I wrote back to him saying, based on your recent Facebook status updates around discriminatory, racist, and homophobic comments, not to mention sexualized images of women from various TV stations such as Univision, I have no need for friends like you. I'm better off without friends like you. As a result of this, I learned to protect myself by focusing only on positive things in my life. For example, my wonderful parents, my fabulous siblings, and a large, extended, very supportive network of family, friends, peers, and confidants. I also developed various defense mechanisms such as repression to keep negative things out of my mind. Mind you, I have a very photogenic memory. Unless I choose to, I almost never forget any details. I don't forget names or faces. So be careful what you say around me, because I have warned you. So in addition to this adaptive coping technique, I also learned sublimation, another coping technique. It's when you direct your energy into positive things. So, I have to end my speech, so I will end with my glass is half full. It's always half full. It always will be half full. I'm grateful for all the things that I have. I stand before you. Obviously, bullying didn't kill me. So, to good life, good friends, good family, goodbye oppression, and goodbye bullies.
do sometimes block out those unpleasant things that happens to us as growing up and feel positive those things like we just said. Sometimes we just don't think about them. We don't even realize we were a little bit bad or abusive childhood unless you have issues as far as you